So a little while ago, I was at church and we were about to take communion, and we always got people up to share a little thing about communion, what it means to them, etc. And this Sunday it was around Christmas time, and this guy called Julian gets up on stage and he shares how communion is a little bit like an advent calendar. And in the same way that the advent calendar counts down to Christmas, the day that Jesus was born, that communion is a bit of a countdown to the day that Jesus returns from heaven. And so it reminds us to kind of look forward in anticipation to the return of Jesus Christ. Um, and I've just been thinking about that a little bit recently. I'm reminded that communion is actually like a countdown for Jesus's return. Um, and as I was thinking about that, I was reminded again that countdowns should affect our lives. They're not just there to look at and do nothing about, but there should be some kind of response off our end to a countdown. And so maybe you set a countdown for your summer holiday. Maybe you're that person who sets it and it's like 2 years away and you're there like only a year and a half left for my holiday. Maybe for you, you love Christmas, and so the advent calendar is the thing that you look forward to. But as that event nears, whether it's your summer holiday, whether it's Christmas, whether it's something else, like our mindset changes, doesn't it? Like we look more and more forward, um, we get more and more excited to the thing that's happening. And a countdown is something that we use to look forward to an event. And in the same way, communion is a countdown, and it's something that we should use to look forward to Christ's return, something that gives us hope and joy. And so that's the first way that communion should affect our lives and our response to it, to look forward. But it doesn't just finish there, because when we have a countdown, it also affects the way we live. Like we prepare ourselves, don't we? If you're going on holiday, like you look at your countdown and think, right, I've only got a year left. I need to make sure my passport is ready. And so you get that passport sorted. That's probably the first thing you sort, other than booking the holiday. But once it's booked, it's there. But then, like, it might get to 6 months or 3 months, something like that. And then you're thinking, right, I need to go and buy some clothes, make sure I'm looking cool on this holiday, like, got the right gear. If it's going to be boiling hot, I don't want to be wearing like a three-piece suit. So I need to go shopping because apparently all I have in my wardrobe is three-piece suits. Um, but yeah, like you prepare yourself in that way. And as time gets nearer, you prepare yourself in different ways, but you sort yourself out. And that last thing would probably be to pack your suitcases. Like there's one day to go, if you're unprepared like me. Again, maybe if it's Christmas, like you have that advent calendar and it reminds you, I need to buy gifts for people. But as that kind of calendar counts down, like you're thinking, I need to make plans, I need to buy the food in. And you prepare yourself for the event, don't we? Um, and in the same way, it reminded me that communion is a countdown for Christ's return, and we need to prepare ourselves. We need to change the way we live, the things we do to prepare ourselves for Christ's return. It says, make yourselves holy and pleasing for Christ's return. And so we need to kind of look at our lives, think about the things that we're doing, the things that we're not doing, the things that we're doing that aren't pleasing to God, and just change the way that we live to be pleasing to God for His return. And so, yeah, that's the second thing. It's a countdown to remind us that we need to prepare for His return. But then the final thing I was thinking about, I was just reminded because somebody said to me the other day they showed me their countdown for their holiday. Um, and it just reminded me, like, when people have countdowns for something that they're really looking forward to, like, they can't keep it a secret, can they? Like, we all know that person. Um, they share their countdown on their Instagram story or their Snapchat, or they have to show you, like, check out, because they want to share their excitement, don't they? And the thing they're looking forward to. Maybe you know that person who's weird about Christmas, and it gets to Boxing Day and they're already counting down the days until next Christmas, like, only 364 days until Christmas, woohoo! Like, we all know that person, right? But they want to share their excitement with you. Well, in the same way, communion is a countdown to the return of Jesus. And so our response, or the thing that we should do to act upon that countdown, is to share the good news of Jesus, to share that excitement with other people, with non-believers, not just for what Jesus did for us on the cross, the gospel, but also that Jesus is going to return and we need him in our lives for our salvation. So, yeah, those are the three things that I was just reminded of when I was thinking about communion as a countdown. Number one, that we should use it to look forward to Christ's return. Number two, that we should use communion to prepare ourselves and remind ourselves that we need to get ourselves ready for Christ's return. And number three, that we should use communion as a reminder to share that countdown with other people, to share the news of the gospel and share his return with other people. And so, yeah, that's communion, a countdown for Christ's return.